Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here and I'm back again with a brand new video. So as always, before I begin, I just want to thank you all so much for watching. If you're new around here, don't be a stranger, make sure you leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. So with that being said, this is going to be my take on the iPhone 16 Pro Max now that it's been out for a little bit over 3 months. Well, this is my daily driver phone and I am coming from an iPhone 12. So this is definitely for me personally a substantial upgrade, and it might make sense to you and it might not make sense to you. So let's break it down. And one of the first things that struck me about the design, one, I know kind of it's a familiar design from previous generations. Not much has changed. You can tell it's an iPhone by just looking at it. If you hide the Apple logo, you'll be able to tell that it's an iPhone. So the back, it is made out of this kind of soft glass material, and it also houses your triple camera setup with your LED flash and your LiDAR sensor and a microphone as well. We're going to have a whole conversation about the camera here later on in the video, so just be a little bit patient and stay with me. But the big deal about this new design, at least the big upgrade from the previous generation, is this camera control, which again, this is going to be the discussion in the camera department, but it's there if you need it. It's this kind of a fingerprint sensor look-alike. If you have an Android device that has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, this is how it would look like. And if you look at the right-hand side, also you have your power button. The left-hand side has your volume up and down and your action button. There's that for you. It's very minimalistic, very straight to the point, nothing too crazy as far as the design itself, in my opinion. The sides are still made out of titanium, which can catch slight fingerprints, but it's much more manageable than previous generations. And as far as a design overall, it's cool. It's not the most impressive design that you'll ever see, but it's also a really light phone for its size. So one of the big things that I've noticed for me personally in the display department when I came from my iPhone 12 is, one, obviously this is definitely a large display, so it's even larger than the previous generation. So you get a 6.9 inch 2968 by 1320, and in addition to that, you have to keep in mind that this is using the 120 Hz kind of Pro Motion display that is not found on the standard iPhone 12, the 13, the 14, the 15, or even the 16. So you have to get the Pro or the Pro Max model to kind of qualify for the Cool Kids Club in the kind of high refresh rate. The bezels are noticeably smaller, so that's definitely something that I appreciate. And one thing that I had to get used to is this kind of dynamic island situation, which, I mean, it didn't really bother me. It's cool. You also have HDR10, Dolby Vision, and 1000 nits of kind of typical brightness, and you can go up to 2000 nits of high peak brightness. And it does use ceramic shield technology that's supposed to be kind of tougher. And one of the first things that I did when I got this phone is immediately turn off the always on display. To me, it's kind of useless. I'm not really a big fan of it anyway, so I'm glad that we have the option to turn it off. And yeah, overall, the display suited me very, very well. It's sort of a real upgrade coming from a really older generation iPhone. So definitely appreciate the display on this device. I have nothing to complain about in the kind of display technology that Apple has used. Maybe bless the kind of non-Pro models with high refresh rate display. So yeah. So my next big conversation when it comes to the iPhone 16 Pro Max is within the triple camera setup. So you get a main sensor of 48 megapixel with optical image stabilization. You also get another 48 megapixel ultra wide and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens up to 5 times optical zoom. It also has optical image stabilization. But the real big story is behind this camera control button. And whether you like it or not, whether Apple likes it or not, it is at the end of the day a button, but it does have capacitive kind of feedback. So basically it's as simple as just pressing the button. It will launch your camera control, and it gives you plenty of options to change between the tone, the style, the cameras, the aperture, the zoom, exposure, things like that. So its whole purpose is basically it's a tool that is supposedly has the ability to make whatever you do when taking pictures faster. And listen, I used it. I forced myself to use it. It's cool, but I think I can do without it. So it's there if you need it, but it's not necessarily something that you are kind of required to use. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I said, it is a tool. What I did notice is that there is kind of a software lag when going to the home screen sometimes when you launch camera control, which is something that I just wanted to mention now that this phone has been out for a little over 3 months. The other thing that I want to talk about is the ability to record 4K at 120 frames per second. Obviously, if you don't have a lot of storage for that, you're screwed, but you have the ability to plug in like external storage to record ProRes video, so you can do that to record your slow motion video. And again, the camera system on here, from coming from iPhone 12, is extremely impressive. The pictures look crisp and clear, and even the bokeh effect without having to go through portrait mode is really nice and solid. So I don't really have a lot to complain when it comes to the camera department. In the performance, it's a similar story. So you have the A18 Pro and a bigger battery, which means that battery life on this phone is excellent by a mile. So it beats my iPhone 12 by a long shot. In addition to all that, everything that I did on this phone is very smooth, very quick, very responsive. There is the slight software lag from time to time, so it's not perfect by any means, and I don't really blame the processor. I mainly blame the software experience. So hopefully Apple can get on that and get that fixed. As far as Apple Intelligence goes, which I know a lot of people want to discuss, I would say that it's still in its beta form, so I can't really give you guys like a final conclusion on that. But when it does launch in full, I'll make sure to update you guys. With that being said, overall, this has been a solid experience. I would not run and spend $1,200 on this device. I think you would be fine with the standard 16 and the 16 Plus. I just spend that type of money because I will be using it for the camera mainly. I do take and all the camera capabilities that are just not found in the standard 16 and the 16 Plus model. Now, again, like I said, if you have the 15 Pro Max, I wouldn't upgrade. Even if you have the 14 Pro Max, I would not jump the gun and just upgrade. So let me know what you guys think of the 16 Pro Max. Is it an incremental upgrade? Is it an incremental update from the previous generation? I think so, just because Apple Intelligence is not fully out. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate you all for watching.